Hello. In this video, we're going to walk through the CoCon room server setup wizard. Before you do this, you will have needed to install the CoCon software as well as the Microsoft SQL database. Please see the videos on each of those items if you have not done so yet. So now that these items are installed, first thing we're going to want to do for room server before we open it up is we're going to want to make sure that it runs as an administrator. So right click and click properties, then select compatibility, change settings for all users, and we're going to run this program as an administrator and hit apply. Once we've done that, we can go ahead and launch room server. And this is the window you're going to see the first time before it's set up. So this wizard will kind of guide you through. There's a few items we'll point out along the way. So the first thing you're going to see is we're going to need to try to talk to our engine. We're going to select Plixus engine, and then here you'll type in the IP address of the engine that you're using. Again, the default is 192.168.0.100. Mine is 192.168.0.101. So we're going to put the IP address in, and we're going to click Test Network Connection. And you'll see that we get a connection OK, and it'll let us advance. If there's a problem with the network, this will time out. It won't let you advance past this. If you do run into an issue, please see our video on changing the network settings of your computer as the first place to try. We're going to move along. First time you're going to get a security alert from Windows, probably you want to make sure everything is allowed on the access side of things. So the next window here is pointing the server to the SQL database. By default, if you didn't change the database name when you were installing the database, you can just leave this as is. If you changed it to, say, Televic or something, you would click Change Database, and you would put in the new name here. And now, as our first setup, we get this message that the database server does not contain a valid database, so we're going to need to create one. So we'll click Create an empty conference database on this server, and this will take a few minutes. Now that the database has been created, we're going to go ahead and name our room server. So good idea to just call this the name of your conference room. You just call it boardroom A for the time being. And if you need to put in a description, if you're working with lots of different rooms on a campus, you can put in a little bit more information below. And then click Next. And then the last screen is the advanced settings here. The first box that you'll see is Run Room Server at Windows Startup. We recommend that you don't check this because depending on your Windows build, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We'll have a separate little video on setting it via Windows to auto start to make sure it starts every time. Another box that's worth checking is to activate the API. We always recommend checking that regardless of if you're going to use control systems, a third-party control or not. And then there's some customer-specific items that you will leave unchecked. If you're going to use camera control, you can turn it on here. And that's it. You can click Finish. Then you can come down to the tray down here, locate the CoCon room server, right-click on it, and you can select Room Server. While you're in here, you can take a look at some information. You can click License to see the license information of your engine if you've loaded one on there. Another thing that you'll want to take a look at is right here, your Plixus engine connected, ERS logic connected, and the room service is running. This means that everything is good to go and you are ready to move on and begin working with the other pieces of the CoCon software. Room server will run in the background even when you press OK. You do need to make sure that room server is running at all times for any of the other pieces of CoCon software to work. Thanks for watching.